God's grace and peace to you in this Easter season. It is now the week after Easter Sunday, normally a week of recuperation, a low week of trying to build up our energy after all the activity, the outlay of activity last week during Holy Week. Last week we put a lot of energy into our online worship, Maundy, Thursday, and Good Friday, and thanks to Lisa Kepsel for her amazing ability to weave it all together. But both Jim and I are feeling a bit tired this week, and I know especially for me, I really hit a wall yesterday. I was in the office by myself. It was sort of a snowy day, cloudy. I was here by myself. Jim was working at home, and Susie has been out for a couple of days because of health issues. And so I was here by myself, thinking about the future and thinking about programming. How are we going to reach out to our families, Sunday school families? What new things were we going to do for worship? How were we going to best use our church's resources to reach out to families who are in need because of the crisis? And the phone rang, and I picked it up, and it was a woman from Compassion International, and it's an organization out of Colorado Springs, Colorado. It's a little more conservative than what we're used to supporting. And when I listened to her when she first greeted me, I thought for sure, oh, she's going to be asking for me for money. And so I started putting up my defenses. And then what she did was she called me by name. She said, "Is this Pastor Julia?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, "We're just calling churches to find out how churches are doing, if you have any prayer needs. We know that you're handling a lot these days." And a wave came over me of grace, and I just started crying with this woman on the phone, and she kept talking, and I think she could tell I was crying, that I was choked up, and she just started naming all the different ways in which churches and ministers might be burdened with concerns about their church members and how to do online worship. And I couldn't even really respond. And she said, "Well, do you have any specific requests?" And I said, "No, I really don't have any specific requests." But I told her her phone call to me was exactly what I needed to just release some of the concerns that I had and ways in which I was feeling overwhelmed. And so after I hung up the phone, I reflected on the fact that how the power of a phone call, you just don't know where people are going to be. Sometimes if I had received that phone call maybe an hour earlier, I might have had my defenses up, and I might have said, "Yeah, no, we're fine, thanks, but no thanks," and hung up the phone. But for some reason, or for God's grace, the phone call came at the right time and spoke to me. I know that each of us, in my conversations with people, all of us have our good days and our bad days, and most days are a mixture of both emotions and the ups and the downs. And really receiving the grace of God in unexpected places, just being open. I think that's probably the theme I'm thinking most about these days, is just looking for God's presence and grace in ways that are unexpected. So may God's grace and peace be with you, and take care.